Hi, my name is Joe Mikalacki. I live in Seville, Ohio.
What's this truck?
It's a 1981 Kenworth A model.
What's it got for power and all that?
It's got a big cam 400, no jakes. It's got a 13-speed transmission. Actually, if you look on the side there, they actually display on the equipment what's in it. It's got a Rayco suspension, 411s Eaton rear end.
It's got a big cam and you're wearing a cat hat?
Yeah, I work for Caterpillar, so as long as my boss don't see this, we'll be okay.
So how long have you had this truck?
I've had it since probably 2001, 2002-ish.
Pretty good chunk of time.
It was pretty ugly. Yeah, I bought off a carry-all, and it was a 240-inch wheelbase. I shortened it back down to 204. Didn't have a bunk on it, and I found a bunk for it. Originally I had a bunk, but I did a lot of work to this truck.
Originally had a bunk, so do you know its history?
I do not. And I know it's a basic work truck. I used it for many years. It's always been a good, reliable truck. And so it's always looked bad. So,
You did use it.
yeah, for tractor pulling, hauling tractors around.
I'm guessing Oliver's?
Yep, Oliver's, you got it. The only one. Yep. And it got to the point where it's time to give it a facelift. Long story short, it turned out better than I thought it did. I put every option available. Well, let's back up. This truck originally was a single basic work truck, a single exhaust, 36-inch bunk, basic work truck. And when I restored it and finished it in 2020, I put every option available that came from Kenworth. I put the extra exhaust pipe on, the extra spotlights, the stainless steel sun visor, extra air cleaners. I pretty much put every option available. I got about 90% everything working on the truck.
Where did it come from originally? Do you know where
Originally, I did the history on it. It originally came from Alabama, I think. Kenworth dealer in Alabama. And that's as far as I got. There's no records after that, other than the line sheet.
And it was in rough shape when you got it?
Yeah, it was pretty rough, yep.
So what motivated you to buy a rough truck?
Well, I always had a love of a Kenworth, and back then you couldn't give trucks away, and it was a cheap pickup truck. And really, all I wanted was to haul up my tractors around, and it was just a cheap pickup truck at the time.
But you were prepared for a project.
Oh yeah, I'm always up for a project.
Have you restored other trucks?
No, this is, I'm glad I did it, but I ain't doing it again.
Did that involve the interior?
Nope, the interior is pretty much all for, I didn't touch the interior. Although when I restored it, I took all the interior out, insulated the heck out of it. And yeah, this is all original.
Beautiful.
So it was taken care of, and the truck always drove beautifully. It always handled well. Mechanically, it was always good. It just always looked bad.
What color was it
It
originally?
was burgundy, and I gave it a facelift on this. This is actually a Chrysler color.
So it was like darker originally,
Yeah.
a little bit?
Yep.
That's way up there.
It's probably kind of dark in there.
Well, I'm gonna step up too. It's always the first step in an A model.
Yeah, I actually lowered it about an inch, and it's still too high.
It's like a roller coaster. You must be this tall to ride.
Yeah.
A question I always ask when you're restoring an old truck, but recently, did you have any trouble finding any parts?
Well, towards the end I did. Just some of it, but I had a lot of help. Facebook helped me out tremendously. Met a lot of good people with experience and put me in the right directions, and became friends actually. And but no, if I had to do it again, I would have done this probably 10 years earlier, just for the parts availability.
But you found what you needed.
Yep. If I didn't, I had it made.
What's an example of something you'd have had to have made?
Just like like the air cleaner straps, stuff like that, fuel tank straps, and that was I guess you call it the light board, the stainless that goes under the cabin bunk, the deck plate, just little minor stuff like that. Oh, the battery steps, I had them lowered. I had them so it looked a little more presentable.
I don't think that I've ever seen plastic fans like this.
Yeah, they had it like back in these. Actually, I think this truck originally had one on it, and since I've had the truck, it's always had two.
Does your air conditioning work?
Yes, it does.
Thank
And
goodness.
it works really, really well now.
Now, do you have a special connection to A models, or you just wanted
My
one?
dad had trucks. He hauled steel, and he always had cab overs, the Freightliners, and Kenworth. And I've always liked an A model. And in all seriousness, when Smokey and the Bandit came out in '76, I was like 6, 7 years old.
Gotta
There's
have
a
it.
scene in there. They're going down the road towards the end in the convoy, and they had a photo picture of the A model, and that's when I fell in love with it.
You had a photo of it?
No, just in the video.
Yeah, in the video.
In the movie, you know, the movie clip, and there's a scene in there. It just looked beautiful to me, and I go, I'm gonna have me one day.
And here we are.
Today is the day.
Have you had other antique trucks?
I had a Mack Superliner, an '89 Mack Superliner, bought from California. It wasn't a show truck. It was a nice truck. Yep. And I sold it to help fund this.
Fundraiser.
Actually, it's funny because this truck was pretty rough looking, and I had more people want to buy this truck than that Mack when I had it out for sale by my road. And that told me, like, I need to keep this.
Kenworth thing.
Yep.
Now, what about the trailer? What's the trailer?
Okay, the trailer, it's new to me. I just picked it up last month from a farmer in Michigan called a 3.9s. It's a 40-foot trailmobile. It's basically the steel hauler's trailer, but I think this thing is, since new, it's always hauled grain. And the farmer that I bought off, he bought off another farmer, and the only reason he got rid of it was they stopped using the dump platform, and he had to buy a hopper. I've always wanted to restore one, get one, go back to the old steel hauler's look. Hopefully next year this will look like a steel hauler truck.
Aha. So what'll be the first step for you to start transforming it?
Probably the side kit and the tarp. Yep, probably putting little better side kits on it, and I don't know how deep I'm gonna get. I may paint it, may not.
I was gonna say, is it gonna match the truck or something?
No, it's just I'll probably paint the side colors, like
or a burgundy stripe or something.
probably just paint all the wood the same color as the truck, and the aluminum sticks will probably be polished. Right, it's got still 1,020 tires on it, bias tires. This trailer, I don't think it's seen too much salt. You can tell by looking at it. Pretty well taken care of. I wouldn't be afraid to probably update the tires on this and put it to work tomorrow.
Oh, geez. Were you specifically looking for this, or did it just show up?
I've been looking for a 3.9s trailer for a long time. As a matter of fact, that's probably annoying to many people about it.
What does 3.9s mean?
Okay, 3.9s is 3 axles, they're 9 feet apart.
Oh.
Yep, and the front axle is a lift axle.
Is that a Michigan thing?
It's a Michigan, Ohio. It's a cheater thing. They're going across the scales.
For extra heavy stuff.
Yep, and a lot of things hold single coils and stuff. Yep.
But they hold grain with this.
This particular setup is grain. That's why I got the doors in the back. Normally, they wouldn't have doors in the back. We gotta get rid of those mud flaps, by the way.
Yeah. What's going on there? Is that what the tractor's on that the farmer had?
Like I said, I just bought it a month ago, and
get some
here I am.
Oliver ones.
Yep, yeah. I gotta find me some Oliver ones.
Is this just like what is this?
They call that a walking beam. I think it'd be called a hutch suspension. It's just an equalizer. Yeah, helps transfer weight on the 2 axles.
That looks hefty.
Yeah, and this axle here actually lifts off the ground. You got down pressure and stuff as you need it.
As a farmer, I assume it didn't really go far.
Probably not. I think it was this, and he was, as a farmer, just went from the field to the elevator, I believe. And what I kind of gather on this unit.
Probably guessing we're gonna get a comment on these fenders since we've come back up here.
Yes, back to the truck. I try to keep the front close to the original as possible, but I kind of modernized on the back a little bit. Being a Rayco suspension, there's a lot of vibration bouncing around, and I think the plastic fenders are the most durable for the vibration.
So you did it for a reason.
Yeah, and it's a little, just easy to work with because they would crack. That kind of dialed them up a little bit.
At least we need some bling.
Yeah, I probably got more money I need on the stainless steel in the back.
Is there anything left to do to the truck, or are you pretty well
There's always
done?
something to do. I put a wet line on. I have to finish that yet. That's just a Sunday rainy day project, which will probably never happen. But other than that, that's pretty much done. What you see is what you get. Yeah, it's a good running truck. It's strong, and
Did you have to find a new
I
bumper?
found a new bumper. It's an aftermarket bumper. I couldn't find the original aluminum one. Still wouldn't mind trying to find one if I could find one.
What about the Perlux
The
lights?
Perlux lights, I found them, and yep. Again, I was shooting for everything. Try to be OEM as close as possible.
Well, I think you did a pretty darn good job, and
I appreciate it. Thank you. I
It
had a
looks
lot of
good
help
in the
with my
sun.
brother, and it was just as much his truck as mine, but I'm the one that had to pay for it all.